What is up? It is Andy coming to you on a Monday where we got another random Monday Night Football doubleheader and then one lone game in the NHL. And you want to know what's great is that someone's always got my back. If NHL is stumbling a little bit, you saw the NFL just cleaning it up for me week after week. Then you get a little stumble in the NFL, and then you get the NHL just cleaning it up every single day since I brought those line combinations up to you. Now, this was something I've brought up to you for years. How many people actually paid attention? No, you just put exactly the lone line combination that I would give you on the day. And I would try to say, oh, this is a good duo. But do you guys remember how excited I was? You can go back to Odd Shopper's channel 2 years ago. And I was like, Caesars finally is allowing you to add one player point for a game. So now if you want to take the Rangers to win, you can take the Rangers with a Mika Zibanejad point and the minus 190 Rangers, you can get it plus 105. If the Rangers are going to win, this is when like Zibanejad had like 100 points. You know Zibanejad's going to be involved. And I was so happy that I was able to utilize this thing. Then cut to last year when Draftkings introduced the player points. And I know they had previously existed on like Bet365, and that's just about it. But for the majority of people across the U.S., they had no way of doing this. And all last year, I would give these out. Did you hear anyone make a stink like, oh, well, you broke the code? No. But now that I told you guys to do all this, how have we done? Ever since the night I brought it up, you've taken every single line combination. We got Bobby Spreadsheets, as promised, just delivering you the results. Every single night since we gave out those line combination picks, it's been nothing but profits. That's what you get around here. And you want to know why I'm not worried? I'm not where someone's like, Andy, man, you were talking about this now. Some guy is making videos. He's trying to sell picks about line combinations. To which I said, who? And then he sends me some picture of some guy, some screenshot, some guy sitting in his bedroom in a Maple Leafs jersey. I said, yeah, I'm not so worried because it's not as simple as most of you have learned. Yeah, sure. You can say, Aho, Jarvis, Svechnikov, that's a top line. They're all in like, I bet them all. But what about advanced snakeonomics? What about when you learn that Cyril Marchenko gets a slight promotion up to PP1? Now you have triple correlation. Who got sent down? This is advanced. So if you want to know the true combinations, you really got to be in those bunkers. And there's only one place where I live in the bunkers. I took out a 30-year mortgage and I have to keep refinancing because I'm just spending more and more years. And that's right here on this channel where you get nothing but the goods year after year, which is why you should partake in what I like to call the fair trade. I ask, you give. I sniff, you click. So do me a favor. I'll try to get this out of the way now. Click the like. I hate it. I hate it every single time. I don't hate myself any less. Like, I hope I have to spend 3 years in hell. I actually don't, but 3 years to eternity, that's like 2 days. I hate having to ask, but please do that for me. Like, comment, subscribe, and click the notifications. It's helped. Look at the video. Well, the videos are probably growing because you guys are just clearly learning. Well, when you go to other videos, I don't watch any sports betting videos, by the way. As you guys know, I'm way more likely to watch a Tim Dillon podcast episode than watch some guy say, oh yeah, man, you got to take the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're at home. It was a bad loss at home. Now they got this team coming in here, Lightning. They're always a good home team, but they're not that good on the road. Why don't we give me the Toronto Maple Leafs, man? Is that what they're saying on the channel? That's what I'm saying. No, I got some sniffs for this game, but I could actually answer some of your questions. And I guess if you haven't figured it out, I'm starting with the hockey today, and then I will go over to the football. I saw some questions, and now I'm going to deliver you some answers. And this is predominantly for people who I guess are running into the 2-point conundrum on Draftkings. If you're on Bet365, that's where you can take players for 1 point each, even if their standard point prop is at 1.5. Like Sunday night, you can take Rantanen for 1 point, Colton for 1 point, hit. You can take McKinnon for 1 point, Colton for 1 point, hit. You can do that on Bet365. You can't do that on DraftKings. So on DraftKings, what you would have to do if you want to, you have to choose one of two things. You can take McKinnon for 2 points and Colton for a point. You can take Rantanen for 2 points and Colton for a point. Or your second option is you do a Rantanen assist. So the 2-point guy you can take for an assist, and then you can do Ross Colton for a point. Those are your two options. Other than that, there's nothing you can really do. FanDuel does offer that option to do 1 point and 1 point, but they're fake arbitrary odds that give you the worst odds you've ever seen in your life. So I wouldn't use that for the 1-1 on high-priced 2-point guys who you're trying to knock down to 1-1. So Bet365, you can do all those 2-point guys for 1 point. They allow it in the milestones, and you can just choose 1 point instead of the 2 that it defaults to. But on DraftKings, you don't have that option. So if you're a DraftKings guy, you're either going to have to skip the 1.5-point people, include the 1.5 guy for 2 points and the other guy for 1, or you can use the 2-point guy for an assist. Typically, it allows you to take them for an assist like Rantanen, and then you can use Ross Colton. Those are your options for those of you who asked. You see how nice I am? So what about this Toronto Lightning game? I do think typically the Lightning are a team who plays way better on their own home ice, but we're still getting a gauge for this Lightning team. These are 2 power plays that are always in the top 5, and they have not been operating that way since the start of the season. I'm very interested to see how this one plays out. I tend to think they're going to be power play goals, but as far as sniffs within this game, as long as they keep giving it, you should keep taking it, especially at plus money. I mentioned that Oliver Ekman-Larsson, that first day when he was promoted to the top power play, if they listed his point, I said, that's what you got to take. They listed his point high in it was like plus 140. You take that. And he once again is coming in for a point prop well into the plus money. And this is yet another reason hockey is the best. We found this last week. He won that bet. He won the very next game. He won against the Rangers. He got an assist on a goal from Austin Matthews. And now he's still listed at this great price. All those games of Barrett Hayton that he was listed at a plus money point. This is the beautiful part about hockey. NFL, they'll ruin you in a week. They saw one thing. Now you're never getting a good price again. The NHL, they give you time to finish your meal. And I'm going to feed myself another slice of Oliver Ekman-Larsson over 0.5 point. And then on the Tampa side, this one, maybe it's a little bit of a sniffer selection, but they got this stacked top line, which I knew would be great 5-on-5 this year, and there's no doubt about it. They absolutely are. Guentzel, Braden Point, Nikita Kucherov. I thought that Nikita Kucherov would also have many more shooting opportunities. I knew he would have to shoulder more of the burden at even strength and on the power play scoring goals to make up for some of what Stamkos left with. And one of the trickle-down kind of, I don't know if you want to call it benefits, but results of Kucherov taking more of this shooter's approach, it hasn't given a lot of room for Jake Guentzel to let shots fly. His spot on the power play is not one that's in a prime position to blast one-timers or tip many pucks. He's operating mostly on the perimeter of the power play, and he's only gone over 2.5 shots once. So this is not a guy that's in a position. Like, I know Jake Guentzel's a scorer, trust me, but it's very different playing with Sidney Crosby, who's a center always trying to distribute it to you on the wing, opposed to Kucherov, who's a winger in the first place. And all these guys are scorers. You're talking about Guentzel, Point, Kucherov. I think they're, 5 games in, or are they 4 games in? And he's only got to 3 shots once. Everything has been 2 or fewer. And if you're showing me that under 2.5 shots, well into the plus money, yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a little swing at under 2.5 shots on goal for Jake Guentzel. Wouldn't be surprised if he even gets 2 points in this game. But just because he has 2 points doesn't mean they come with a guaranteed 2 shots. And for what it's worth, we can handle the 2 shots as long as it's not 3. So I'll take a little slightly scared but calculated sniff on under 2.5 shots on goal for Jake Guentzel. And over to the NFL, a losing week. You know what it took to make me a loser with the NFL? It's been so good lately. It took 2 unannounced, this guy was deathly ill this morning and we decided not to tell you. But was I like you? Did I cry? It's rigged. It's rigged. No, I took my loss like the jackal that I am, and I moved on to Monday night, which is what you should do. And I imagine that is what you did. And here we are for one of these random doubleheaders. And there's a slice or two I like. The first thing that I'm looking at when looking at both of these games, there's going to be no Quentin Johnston. There's going to be no Hayden Hurst. We should have a mostly healthy Justin Herbert. We saw the receiver I thought would be having a better year, but has been limited by injuries. We saw him have a little mini breakout last week. And in a game against a defense that is extremely exploitable through the air, you give me that over on Josh Palmer's receiving yards. The only problem? I don't know what the hell they are. I don't know what's going on. They're just not listing them. Do they know I'm waiting for them? My guess is this is going to be a case of they're going to put them in the middle of the day. They're going to make them available at some point throughout the day because I'm seeing McConkey's. I'm not seeing anything on Josh Palmer, and I waited till pretty late to film this. So nothing on Palmer, but it's my favorite pick on the night, so we will see when it comes out. My guess, 42.5. Yeah, I'll take the over 42.5. My invented line, it might even be less than that. And then give me a little deli slice on the 50+, which should be well in the plus money on a line that I don't even know exists, nor what it is, nor what it will be. But give me the over on Josh Palmer. I want to remind everybody, and he kind of sold me on it as one of his favorite plays, so he kind of sold me. Maybe he sold you. Maybe we're sold together. Maybe he'll sell us under the river, but I'm talking about Dave's over on rushing for J.K. Dobbins. And then I'm going to go to Outlier, which has thrown us some solid stuff. I was looking for trend. What's something that's just kind of flown under the radar that I didn't know about that I probably should know about, and they threw me two of them. In the Baltimore game, give me the over 15.5 longest rush for Lamar Jackson. Apparently, this has hit every single game, and it makes sense to me. Then when you think about the Bucs, they have such a great run defense, which means if Henry's getting stuffed and they have to throw, throwing is the way you want to beat the Bucs. Anytime you get Lamar dropping back, you get the potential of him taking off. And if he's taking off, apparently he's hitting this bet every time. I can get on this. I can get on this bet in a game where Henry's unlikely. It's not going to be one of his 30 carry games. Well, maybe he does get 30 carries, but this run defense of Tampa is a really tough one to crack. So if Lamar has to drop back, as most quarterbacks should against Tampa, it will present plenty of opportunities to take off for a run. I don't have to convince myself. I saw green across the board. I'm going to go with that over on longest rush for Lamar Jackson. And then lastly, you want to talk about one that I would have never thought. You think I'm going to check longest reception for Greg Dortch? Never in a million. I mean, I don't know. Okay, didn't he fill in for Rondale Moore? What's he been doing? A little catch here, a little catch there. But when you look down, you say, oh, he's just never exceeded 13.5 on longest reception this year. All right, so then give me the under 13.5 longest reception for Greg Dortch. It's that easy. It's that easy. No, but honestly, if you are stumped on particular games, which I clearly have been for some of these primetime games where I just didn't like anything, then I don't know. I've been using Outlier and I like it. It's really simple, and I always leave the link for it. If you guys want to get it, they gave me a personal link to give to you. This is not a scam. It's not a promo. I don't give a rat's ass if you don't do it. I've been using it. You can go back and watch these videos. I give you the one or two that I really like, and I'm pretty sure we haven't even lost one yet. Let's see if that ends tonight. But that is what I have for you here on a Deli Slice Monday. We got a little slice of NHL, a little slice of NFL, but not too much of anything. It's an appetizer type of day. That's what Mondays should be. It's a new week, but it still kind of counts for the NFL week. Anyway, good luck to you. Better luck to me. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you're subscribed to the channel here if you like, only if you're enjoying the stuff. I mean, if you think this is miserable and you hate this, then just leave the video and say you're a prick. If not, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for that full NHL slate. Take it easy. I will talk to you then. And always remember, you can join the Patreon where all these things are posted beforehand and where we have all the chat threads going on where I do my weekend NHL picks and everything. Hopefully I see you there. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.